Just checking a couple of things. Forgive me at the beginning, because I am a one-man show that does his existence on his own, do all of my stuff on my own from my own bedroom. I don't have staff supporting me and everything. I've got to set up everything myself, and once I've set up, then I can start talking to you all about what we're going to be talking about. And today's show is mostly going to be about um, Mr. Jeffrey Epstein and the revelations that have gone ahead about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein and the things that have happened because of him in the last couple of weeks. Just need to do one more check somewhere. Yep, let's just do that. It's not letting me change it. Sorry about this. 2 seconds. Forgive me, everybody. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. But it looks like Facebook will not let me change the edit live video. It's going live at the moment on Facebook, but unfortunately, it's only going live for me. And what I need it to do is make it live for everybody rather than just me. Allow messages to view me, dashboard. I really should start these a bit earlier, but then again, I don't think anyone's quite watching it anyway. It's not letting me change the. Right, I can't help it. I'm very sorry, but I'm not technically gifted enough to know any better. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my live stream today. And we're going to be talking about Jeffrey Epstein, pedophilia, rape, holes in the ground or underneath the island houses, uh, the level of debauchery and the level of disgust. It's something that has been brought about by people watching what's happened in the last week or so is unbelievable. It's like a mental scarring that's taking place. It's a form of psychological warfare on us. And the reason I say it's psychological warfare on us is because they are putting everything out there that these people have done, and they have used the law and delays and everything else to make sure that no one gets done in for anything. And what people need to understand, hi Daniela, what people need to understand is that the Jeffrey Epstein files and everything that's happened in the last week or so, it looks to me like a person, and I'm not a journalist, I'm a British politician, I'm not someone whose job it is to go out there, but it is to find out information on Jeffrey Epstein and then bring it to you. I'm just giving you my opinions as a British person, as a British Iranian person, as a person from the West Asia, and how I feel when I watch what I watch. And I've been watching my governor, George Galloway, talk about Jeffrey Epstein in the last week or so. And one of the things he was talking about, there was a poll, whether do you think he was murdered, he died, he was, he committed suicide and whatever else. So I'm going to be talking about that as well in this program. What I wanted to really talk about, though, is the psychological warfare of what's happened. For me, watching the Jeffrey Epstein not list, files come out and seeing the names of so many people redacted, and the people whose names are redacted are the people who are exchanging emails with him. And in the emails, they're admitting to killing someone. They're admitting to torturing someone. They're admitting to committing crimes against children or asking Jeffrey Epstein questions about, or Jeffrey's asked them, did you torture her? And the people's names are kept blank. Why are the names of the perpetrators kept blank? Why are you putting a black line through those names? Why are the people who have committed these heinous crimes now being protected by this White House? Why are they being protected by the FBI? Why are they being protected by the Justice Department? If you remember when Donald Trump was running for office, he turned around and said that I am going to drain the swamp. I am going to release the JFK files. I am going to release X, Y, and Z. And he said he's going to release everything. When the time came, he turns around and said, "What are you still talking about the Epstein files?" So to put it into perspective, this guy's name, Donald Trump's name, is inside, outside, mentioned more times than anybody else. And when Jeffrey Epstein turns around and tells you that Donald Trump is one sick guy, you know there is a reason why he doesn't want those files to come out unredacted. There is a reason why Donald Trump did not want to do this. There is a reason why Donald Trump is on the warpath against Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie is a Republican who is supposed to be on the same side as Donald Trump. Why is he attacking him? Because Thomas Massie is the one who said, I am not going to let this go. I am going to make sure that this law comes into effect. And the law is called the Massie Rocana or Massie law, which is the disclosure of all the Epstein files that are held by the FBI, Justice Department, and everywhere else. And Donald Trump hates him. Donald Trump has got Miriam Adelson putting money up against his opponents to make sure he doesn't win the elections. And it's important that he does win the election. So if you're an American follower of mine, you need to find Thomas Massie, donate to him, get out on the street for him and do whatever. Let's set that to one side. The point of the exercise here for me is this. Jeffrey Epstein has got away with what he's got away with. And I'm going to put it out there right now to you all. Jeffrey Epstein is alive. There is no way that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. I will boldly tell you that the man is alive today. And the reason I say he's alive today is because he has been involved in the biggest blackmail operation, pedophile ring, child rape, and everything else you can think of all time. This is the biggest thing there is. And if people think that this guy would not have a dead man's switch on every single person in power, that if you think that if he's not around and he is not to press the button every 24 hours to make sure that these files don't get out everywhere, videos of everyone, because he's got copies of everything. If you don't think he would have a dead man's switch so that they get him out alive, the dead body of Jeffrey Epstein that has been seen does not look like Jeffrey Epstein. The FBI pictures of the dead body of Jeffrey Epstein does not have his red tattoo or his tattooed arm here looking like it's tattooed. So Jeffrey Epstein is also a guy that likes to play Fortnite. And he's been playing it under his own name. And he was playing it last time in 2025. Some computer addicts are what they are. And we're told that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. We're told that Jeffrey Epstein is gone. Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide or he was murdered. It's all lies. What I'll say to you is, whatever the BBC tells you, ITV, LBC, CBS, CNN, whatever they're telling you is a lie. Every single thing they say to you is a lie. They just want you to go along with their stories and follow their narrative. That's it. Nothing else. Jeffrey Epstein is an Israeli Jewish spy that was trained by Ehud Barak, according to the FBI files, that he works for the Israeli security services. And what do we see from the BBC? What do we see from Andrew Marr? What do we see from all these people? Oh, Epstein is a Russian asset. Can people not see that it's a Russian asset? What are you talking about? He's a Russian asset. He's an Israeli Jewish asset. And he keeps going on in his emails saying, is this going to be an all Jewish party? Is this going to be, no, there'll be some Goyim there. Those are his words in his email. How was it that Vladimir Putin refused Jeffrey Epstein to be seen by him or anywhere near him? So these people are sitting there, and you've got the Daily Telegraph with the reporters coming out, you're telling, is it too much to think and ask that they could possibly be Russian? And like questioning it and trying to make everyone look like a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm going to believe my eyes. I'm going to believe my ears. And when I read stuff that is given out there by Ian Carroll, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owen, and by people who I trust because they've got no reason to lie to me, unlike NBC, CBS, and all of these people who are all Israeli shills. They all work for the Israeli state. Every single one of these outlets are a propaganda arm for Israel. And you know they are because you've seen what they've done in Gaza. They murdered half of the fucking population of Gaza. And all we had was the BBC taking up the Israeli side of the opinion, taking their points of view and making that, well, the Israelis told us this. The Israelis are liars. So is all of these TV outlets. But now every day I watch in the news some bullshit, Meston, I don't know who, going on about how they are, what's it called? Listen, old boy, we're very posh and everything. And we're saying that, it's possible that it's Russians. I've spoken to MI6, and MI6 is colluded in a genocide. MI5 or whatever, I don't know which one is the outside authority, which one isn't. IJS 3520. These people are all working with Israel. They can't be trusted. MI6, MI5, CIA, all of them can't be trusted. Mike Benz is a guy that everyone needs to follow. He was on Twitter, and I follow him on Twitter, and he's been making revelations about the Jeffrey Epstein file and everything else. And he was on the Joe Rogan case, and he turned around and said, you know what? The Epstein files are good and well, but what we actually need is the CIA files on Epstein. That's what we really need, because if we get the CIA files for Epstein, then you'll understand almost every single thing that has happened in the last 30 odd years. This guy's finger, which is Israel's finger, which is Mossad's finger, is at the heart of most of these problems. Almost all these incidents, one way or another, come back to him, his pedophile ring, his rapist ring. These people are controlling the politics of nations, and they do it through this dark web of satanic rape of children and everything else that they're doing to them. It is absolutely horrendous that they've been able to get away with it. And people turn around and said, I don't know if you guys have heard of something called the Pizzagate, the pizza things. We were told that the pizza story was lies. Now, I'm going to give you a quick clue, a little catch up on the Pizzagate. So Pizzagate is people talking about pizzas, and what they're actually doing is talking about children on the menu. You're talking about Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, loads of different political people talking about pizzas for $40,000. What pizza costs $40,000 in an email? And the emails that Jeffrey Epstein has shown or have been shown about him, they're talking about pizzas. They're talking about children sold for $8,000. They're talking about human trafficking for money with Epstein and the pizza people. And this is slightly on the edge for us to see and not see, for us to turn around and say these things are happening and not happening. Reality is we are being in a world where we're being run by pedophiles. All of these people are somehow or another interconnected with bisexual, homosexual, pedophilia people who are worried about people finding out they're gay, finding out they're bisexual. They catch them doing things, and then they use that against them. They get these people to compromise themselves in a position where they can't be seen to be gay or bisexual. You want to be gay, be gay. You want to be a gay politician, be a gay politician. Don't let the fact that you're gay be used against you to compromise you because you're not willing to come out of the closet. And this is one of the ways in which this happens. The number of members of parliament in Britain that are homosexual and gay and whatever else is much higher than the percentage of the population of Britain. As in, it's much higher. Not only that, but we've got people who are members of parliament who served in the IDF. Literally, central office for the Labour Party has chosen who can stand for parliament. And they have chosen people who are Israeli first. Georgia Gould, for instance, there's a picture of her that I've seen, which, I'm not going to say 100%, but allegedly she's in an IDF uniform with a firearm. And she's called the prince, she could potentially become, future leader of the Labour Party. And she was an IDF soldier that's done her national service for Israel. Do you know how many people are actually like Mr. Morgan McSweeney and all of these other people who are Israeli agents, effectively, and they have come into parliament because they manipulated everything. The whole point of this exercise is to show you that Israel is behind all of this. And Jeffrey Epstein was a tool that was used by Israel and not Russia to control the narrative, to control politicians, to control the media that they already own. TikTok. If you're still using TikTok, you're a fucking idiot. Delete it. Delete TikTok immediately. Don't bother with it. Go to Upscroll. Go to what's it called? To Instagram. At least, I do videos on Instagram and I can say what I like. At the moment, I'm not getting censored. But on TikTok, do a search for Jewish people control the media, or Jewish people control anything you like, and it will come up with a sensitive warning picture of a heart and a pigeon that says it's not nice to talk about Jewish people. They're protected, this, that, and the other. Put in exactly the same sentence, and then I want you to change the word from Jew to Muslim. Yeah, from Jew to Christian, from Jew to Buddhist. You'll be able to find a ton of videos. Now, Israel has bought TikTok. Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, or founder, yeah, another Jewish supremacist, one of the group of people that think they are what do they call themselves? The masters of the universe. Masters of the universe is what they call themselves. And these guys are trying to take over everything. Every single Hollywood studio was already in the hands of Jewish people. And I'm talking about like the most fucked up Zionist Jewish people you can think of that have been changing, brainwashing American minds and the world mind with how Israel is the victim, how Jews are the victims, and how Muslims are terrorists, how Arabs are terrorists, how Iranians are terrorists, how we are dishonorable and they are the honorable, how they win and how we lose. That's their film. That's their Hollywood. People need to stop watching their shit. Go and watch some other films, some other countries. Don't watch anything out of Hollywood unless you want to be brainwashed by Jewish supremacists that are cooking the brains of America. Again, these guys all work with Israel. Did you know the number of kids that have come out and said that there's a pedophile ring in Hollywood? And you know exactly how many people have been arrested for that pedophile ring in America? In California? Zero. Corey Feldman came out and said, I reported the problems that I had as a child and I named who I named. Yeah. And the police department were not interested. only thing they were interested in was Michael Jackson. Why Michael Jackson? Because Michael Jackson has turned around and said what he thought of the Jews. Turned around and said what he thought of Israelis. Turned around and said what he thought of what they have over music, media, and everything else in Hollywood. And yet, those guys today are still getting away with it. Did you know that California got a statute of limitation of 7 years? So if you raped someone 7 years ago, or if you murdered someone 7 years ago, I don't know what, but you can, raping children and pedophilia not only should not have a statute of limitation, it should have an execution at the end of it. You get caught doing that, you die. You know, there was a video of a Yemeni person that raped a child and killed a child, and they brought that person into the middle of the square and put a sheet down his head and emptied it. Nothing else, done. That's what they did to him because that's the way to teach people in society to not rape people, kill people, and basically abuse children. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone does that because my YouTube channel here might get cancelled, but it seems to work in places a lot better than in America, where the paedophile in chief and the Epstein class, which is Donald Trump and Mike Spence or whatever his people around him are all Jewish lobbyists, Jewish AIPAC people, are protecting and defending and making sure the names of every single person who was on the Epstein emails is blacked out. And these guys are not the names that should be blacked out is the names of children. The names that should be blacked out is the names of the girls that were raped and the boys that were raped. That should be cancelled their name. You cannot expect us to sit here around the world and watch your paedophile ring have their name blacked out so we don't know who they are. What's the point of putting these emails out? We're not allowed to see who caused it. Why are these people not being held to account? How is it that they're allowed to get away with it? I just don't understand. What is it about the fucking Epstein class of people that allows them to do these things? And if I tell you what I tell you, you're still going to go like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. They have chopped up children. They have eaten children. They have raped children. They have raped girls and boys, and they have killed them. They've done it in satanic rituals. This is not me saying it. This is the Epstein files. It's all in there. It's not like Hussein Shafi decided to come out on a Saturday and have this conversation with himself. When the files were dropped and the first few things coming out, I felt sick. I felt sick because every time you think to yourself, there's no way that humanity would do this, or the people doing this kind of stuff. And then you realize, actually, there are some sick people. And then you've got to turn around and say to yourself, what is the motivational force of these people? They can't be normal human beings. They've got to be sick, perverted, demented people that are, and all of these people are either billionaires or famous people that sold their souls to the devil to get ahead in life and to be a part of this train of destruction in humanity. What did those kids do? Do you know there's like 330,000 kids go missing a year in America? That's a sick amount of people. We had 62,000 kids go missing in Britain. Where are these kids going to? What the fuck is going on? How is it that we don't hear about these things? What we do hear about is, yeah, Vladimir Putin was, the guy who's running this guy. I mean, that the other thing I heard was that Vladimir Putin is actually responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. That's what happened. He killed the dinosaurs. That's what he did. Che Bose is a friend of mine from Twitter. And he put the post out there like with a picture of Vladimir Putin. I'm going like, it must have been him. And that's MI6, Mr. Steele telling you that of the Steele dossier. The chief. All of these people telling us, maybe it's Israel. There ain't nothing and no one but Israel. That's who's doing it. And the archangel of death is this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, who is now walking around still free and breathing in the land of Satan, which is Israel. Because he's done his job for them. He's done a really good job for them, and he's allowed them to get away with murder, to get away with satanic, what's it called, rituals, and to compromise the whole of the American political class, bar a handful of people who have refused, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie, Ro Khanna, and Rand Paul, and a few others. But really, the rest of them are all just yes men, no men, bowing their heads to Tel Aviv. And the number of different people that are caught up with this situation that makes me feel sick. Like one of them is Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky's writings, videos, films, the things he's done and said about the left are things that are the gospel for us all. They're the actual gospel of reality. Then around COVID time, it started peeling off. And then you see videos and pictures of him with Steve Bannon. Now these guys are diametrically opposed ideologically, and yet they're smiling and hanging out with each other. And then you read the letters from Noam Chomsky in support of the paedophile, in support of the person who's been arrested, charged, and found guilty for pedophilia. And Noam Chomsky is still being friends with him and saying these women are money grabbing whores. This is what it's about, Jeffrey. You got to look out for yourself. How can you be the guy of the left, the champion of the revolutionary champion of the left and anarchy and everything else, and be on the same side as Jeffrey Epstein? It's just beyond it's beyond the imagination of someone like me who falls in love with heroes and then has to find out his hero's a piece of shit. And Noam Chomsky is a piece of shit. Everything he said in the past is a piece of shit now. Because you took the side of people who caused huge amounts of life, the destruction of the human spirit and soul of so many children. And we don't know how many children were raped and then put in helicopters that Ghislaine Maxwell flew out into the middle of the ocean and dropped out to feed the fish. She has a pilot's license, a helicopter pilot's license, and they've got a helipad there. They also have, on top of that, a hole underneath their property that goes into the sea. And they just throw the bodies out there and the fish eat them. That's the world we live in. That is the world that these people live in and get away with it. I really cannot tell you how much I hate Israel and the influence it has over us in Europe and how we have been co-opted into wars in Iran, in Iraq, and Afghanistan, all of this to weaken countries that have got nothing to do with Israel, but done in the name of Israel. All of these countries that have just wanted to be left alone, that keep getting attacked every day. Lebanon is getting chemical attacks done to it, destroying their fruits and whatever else, spraying them with chemical stuff to destroy their fruits. In southern Lebanon, they're bombing and killing people. They killed 23 people in Gaza a few days ago. And we're on the same side as these pieces of shit. I really am waiting to see what the effect of the Iran-America talks are, which are taking place right now. This is my opinion of what should happen. Iran should immediately declare that we have a nuclear weapon. And they should assemble it and put it together immediately and say, and we're doing this because we need to protect our people. Because The Israelis have used nuclear weapons in Syria. The mainstream media don't report it, but they did use it. There's videos of it. And I'm telling you that if Iran has a nuclear weapon, then that will stop Israel from wanting to use nuclear weapons against Iran. So for me, and I understand, the supreme leader, Ali Sayyid Khamenei, Ayatollah, has turned around and said, we are not going to do this. And in fact, you know what? He may be one of the only people in the country that's stopping Iran from getting nuclear weapons. He's a very wise man. I respect his opinion. And maybe he's right and I'm wrong. But I'm in a position where I'm looking at it from not a spiritual sense and not a religious sense, but I'm looking at it as a zero zero gain somewhere, zero sum gain of not getting the bomb, not nuclear weapons, is actually the worst possible thing for Iran. If we had the nuclear weapon and they knew they're going to get the same back, it'll be the Cold War all over again, and people will not be attacking each other. People understand now that if Iran gets attacked by America, Iran has said, we will attack Israel first. That is the point here. They've said if you attack Iran, it's a regional war with everyone. And if they attack and kill the supreme leader, then that is the worst possible thing that they can do. One, because he's not the supreme leader of Iran. He is the supreme leader of a Shia nation. And that Shia nation does not have borders. It's not a Iran only that he is running. Ali Sistani from Iraq has said as well, if you attack Sayyid Ali Khamenei, you are basically going to get attacked by all Shia in Iraq as well. All the Shia in the world will rise up at the same time, and they will fuck up America. Their ships that were supposed to be coming in to do X, Y, and Z are all out deep in the ocean. But don't worry, Iran's got drones that are watching them. We know where they are. They can't hide. They can't defend themselves. Defensive capacity of this naval strike group cannot survive a mass drone assault on it. They will expend every missile they've got in defense. They will not be able to bring it down, and some will come through, and anything that comes through is the end of the power of the armada of the US, what's it called, aircraft fleet. Anyway, let's just go back a bit. Iran, talking about the nuclear weapons here. And even if Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, what would be nice is if Russia and China turn around and say, Iran, here are some nuclear weapons. You don't even need to make them. We'll just put them here on the table. If you want to use them on people that attack you in a nuclear way, then so be it. And this is the only thing we need to do with America. This is the only thing we need to do with America. You want to have negotiations about nuclear weapons? More than happy as an Iranian to see those negotiations take place. But here is the first thing you're going to do. You're going to turn around and say to Israel, your nuclear weapons facilities and everything else need to come under IEA, what's it called, inspections. You're not allowed to have nuclear weapons. And if you do have nuclear weapons, it changes our stance completely with you. So you need to disarm and remove all of your nuclear weapons, decommission the fucking lot of them. Then we can make peace with Israel. But if they're not willing to give up their nuclear weapons, there's no reason why Iran does not have nuclear weapons. Because we are seen as the last wall of defense of West Asia. And if we go in the way of Iraq and Syria and everywhere, they will just be able to come, Israelis, attack us whenever they feel like it, like they do in southern Lebanon and Syria, and just bomb the shit out of wherever they want, and there's nothing we can do. Give up our missile systems, give up all of our shit so these guys can turn around and basically get away with murder 24 hours a day whenever they feel like it? No. The systems that we have in place are not negotiable. So our missile systems, our ballistic program, our nuclear program, and anyone that's standing up in Iran at the moment going on about, we want to see change. We want, oh, the week 20,000 people died, 50,000 people died, 6 million people were killed in 3 days. Those guys, don't bother coming out onto the streets because you've pissed off enough people as it is. You've killed 2,000 odd policemen. You've killed 2,000 odd people that have done nothing to you. And guess what? This time, it's not going to be a pleasant experience for anybody. So don't come and tell us in Iran what we should and should not do with people that are killing police officers. Put the same shoe on the, put your shoes on the same people in the police in London. Can you imagine 100 police officers getting killed? Can you imagine 100 police officers in America getting killed? What would be the reaction of the police in Britain? SO19 systems teams will be out there murdering people. So would they do the same in America? And yet in Iran, we're supposed to turn around and have kiddie gloves with people that are killing people in the streets, that are burning hospitals, ambulances, mosques. Fuck knows what for? Iranians have a right to defend their civil society. You will see in the next few days, as more religious events are taking place, there are millions of people that are happy and willing to march with the Iranian government. And they don't need to be told what to do by Britain or by the Jewish lobby in America and the Israeli lobby in Britain, how they should behave. They're going to make the IRGC a terrorist organization. That's fine. You want to do that, do that. We'll call the Ministry of Defense a terrorist organization then. Because quite frankly, the MI6 has been helping with intelligence gathering to Israel and has sent the, what's it called, SAS to help with events in Gaza, supposedly to rescue people. I don't know who they rescued. What I do know is every day we're sending military assistance, flying planes on behalf of Israel with intelligence gathering and targeting to help them kill people. That's who's responsible for it. So anyway, I don't know how long I've been talking for about 37 minutes. I'm going to come to an end very soon. I just want you all to take away from this is this. I don't believe anything ITV, LBC, BBC, or any of these people say. All of these people are propaganda arms of Israel. Israel's biggest agent and supervisor of what's it called, the compromat videos and everything else has been Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is not Russian. He is Israeli. He worked and was trained by Ehud Barak, who is a former prime minister of Israel. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Look at COVID, how they brainwashed all of us. Every single one of us was brainwashed and bullied into getting these jabs done. And now we know that they are not only not good for you, they're actually causing medical problems. But that was the mainstream media brainwashing us, bullying us, and putting us all behind doors and doing everything that they did. So please think for yourself, be critical, and I want you to do me a massive favor. There is a DOJ site, Department of Justice site, where all the files for Jeffrey Epstein are sitting there. I've downloaded all of that onto my hard drive. All of the videos, all those 8 data sets. I've downloaded every single picture, video, email. All of them are on I've got them all on my systems back in the house. What I want you to do is this. If you watch a video, if you hear words, if you see an email, the easiest thing you can do is just copy the first 5 words, 6 words in it. And the DOJ site has got this box that you can do a search in. Just put in the words to check to see that what you are about to transmit is the truth or is a lie. Because there is a lot of disinformation out there. And a lot of that disinformation is being used to cloud your judgment for the future. Because what they're going to turn around is make things go viral that shouldn't go viral, to turn around and use that as propaganda for later to say, you were propagating this. This was all bullshit. This was a lie, but you helped promote it. This is the point. Check everything before you start going out there and giving information out. Someone's written in here, new meat on the market, human meat. That's not new meat. That's not new meat. They are feeding people human remains in sausages in America. There's an email which Jeffrey Epstein says in, if you cut the head off, the rest of the body is worth money. Just take the head off. You don't need the head. They sell livers, they sell kidneys, they sell lungs, they sell the flesh, they sell the what's it called? The stem cells from embryos. There's some kind of thing where if they scare the shit out of a child, that child has some kind of adrenaline going through its blood. They take that adrenally charged blood and they use that to help them stay young. These are the kind of sick fucks that these people are. I'm sorry I don't pay much to the chat, and I really should pay more attention to the chat. I don't know how many people are actually watching as well. 18, wow. Yeah, they are sick people. So what I'm gonna do, guys, it's now 41 minutes. If you've got any questions you wanna ask in chat, then please do it quickly so I can answer your questions. And do me a favor, guys, please. I don't know if anyone has or hasn't. Don't donate any money to anything that I do on YouTube. I don't do this for money. I'm not looking to monetize my account. I've never been paid a penny by YouTube. Even though some of you, like Daniela, has like given £2 before, a few times, in fact. Please don't bother putting any money into my YouTube channel because I don't do it for money. Thank goodness I'm okay for money, and I don't have any problems financially, and even though I've got a broken back and everything else, I don't need money from YouTube, and I'm not doing what I'm doing for money. What I do is because I want to get things off my chest. I want to say things that piss me off, and I'm going to be going up to Rochdale tomorrow. Uh, it's going to be the first time I'm properly out on the road. I'm lucky in the sense I've got my brother and my nephew who are going to take me up there in a very large car, so I can be lying down all the way up there and basically go and see the heartland of the Workers' Party of Britain, which is the party that I'm in, which George Galloway is the leader of, and I'm going to be making a speech up there as well. And the speech is going to be about unifying the left. Nobody else wants to do that. Everyone's trying to find excuses to fight each other and punch each other in the throat. But I'm going to try and go up there and see if I can unify people and do that. Yeah, Jason, you're right. I live in America, and why does my country bully everyone? It's not your country, my friend. Your country belongs to the Jewish supremacists. Your country belongs to Israelis. They control your banks. They control your money systems. They control who becomes rich, who doesn't, who becomes famous, who doesn't become famous. If you become famous and don't like what you're saying, like Michael Jackson, you end up getting an injection and getting killed. Or if you're like Corey or some of these other kids that have come out and said pedophilia in Hollywood is out there and people are getting, these actors are killing people, you get killed. No, the country of America does not belong to Americans anymore. It's wholly owned by the Jewish lobby, by the Israelis, and by the tech bros. Actually, it's not the tech bros. I would suggest it's a group of rich bastards. A lot of them are bankers, old money, old money that is manipulating everything around. And so, America, I wish it was free. I wish it did belong to you, the citizens, because America is a beautiful country and it's full of beautiful people. And I mean that genuinely from the bottom of my heart. My family, I've got American family. My nephew's American, my sister's American. They're lovely people, and they are Americans, and they went out there and made it, and they are living the American dream, as they say. But America's not run by my family. America's run by Satanic paedophiles in charge that are defending and protecting the paedophiles from being exposed. That's what the White House has done in the last year. In the last 10 months, all they've done is protect the what's it called? It's actually a year and 2 months. They have protected, made sure the names of the people who are powerful and paedophiles are kept out of the press. You know what justice looks like? Justice looks like any one of these people who have been accused of these crimes having an investigation done by the FBI against them. But there is no investigation. There is no police work. No one is getting questioned. No one is getting prosecuted. It's all just being put out there, and we are supposed to just turn around and accept the fact that, well, we've released the information. No, motherfucker. I want to see people go to prison. I want to see people get executed for crimes that they've committed against children. I'd like to see a police investigation. I'd like to see a recording of these people who have committed these crimes in their own names, in their own emails, where they've turned around and said, "Did you torture her?" I enjoyed, the feeling of killing someone. This is an email. Go and talk to that person. Arrest them. Ask them, what did you mean when you said that? What was the point of that conversation that you were having in email exchanges with people? Why were you having that conversation? Why can't the police do that job? Why can't the FBI do that job? Why just take the Epstein files and do fuck all with them? Why? Why would you let that just happen like that? Because you guys are a nation that is controlled and run by pedophiles. That's what America's become. A nation under pedophilia, under satanic rich. That's it. I'm done, guys. I wish you all the best. I'm going to try and do this again next Saturday. Um, thank you very much for all of you that were here. And I hope to catch up with you all on Twitter and on Upscroll and other places. Good night. Thank you.